Delicious. Welcome everybody to the grand final! Woo! That's right, grand final time in APL Asia. That's right. We are seeing Weibo go head-to-head against Elevate. And Pengu, this is the match we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's another one of those. Will it be the imports? Will it be the domestic people that will take the international tournament spots attending EWC? And, you know, it's been a big one. Elevate, they started off slow, they've gotten better. Weibo, they started off strong and arguably kind of gotten weaker. Had their issues, not find their solutions, and we saw them earlier just half an hour ago against Soul's Heart. And it doesn't give me the most confidence going into this grand final, but I guess the one upside is they're warmed up. They've had their bad rounds, they've had their good rounds. Now you gotta reset, remove the bad, keep the good, and just hit the ground running here against Elevate. They're starting on attack. Elevate will defend on Night Haven Labs.
And it is Elevate's map pick here as well. So that means Weibo decided to start on this attacking side. We already saw them play earlier today. They were very aggressive and confident in their game against Soul's Heart. They looked pretty damn solid there as well. As they go onto that attacking side, it's going to be Hibana and Ace taken out for them. They're just going to get rid of the hard breach denial operators in Kaid and Bandit. So it's going to be hard breach. It's funny when you see the hard breaches get banned and then the hard breach counters get banned, and it leaves you with, okay, well, we're not going to be worrying about denying the hard breach except for, say, impact grenades, but it does mean you have to be good at what remains. In that case, it's Maverick and Thermite, both already picked by Weibo here. The question is, like, how are they going to play into that Ace Hibana ban? And the one thing that comes to mind for me here, Pengu, is that mirror pick.
Yeah. 100%. It's gonna be about the mirror windows. They can work in two different ways. If you're playing the mirror by the external breach and you hear them put down the exothermic charge, you can actually trick the exothermic charge and destroy it. The other option is what they're doing right now. You pre-place the mirror from the prep phase. Now you can open it up, toss an impact grenade or a C4, and make Thermite really fear for his life, or same thing for the Maverick. So you're just making things difficult, complicated, and you're putting in this possibility of, oh, if I want to breach this wall, I might actually die, which normally isn't the case at all as a hard breaching operator. So Weibo, they gotta make sure that they can play this first step of the round, the hard breaching, as safely and successfully as possible, and not lose either Ape or Hoven early on.
Psycho is pre to C4. Oh! Bit of bang! Beautiful start here for the Brazilians. World champ himself kicking things off, and it's that mirror being left open, the Ace Hibana ban, it all comes into play. It gets a freebie onto Hoven, and oh, that's a bit of an awkward breach as well. It is a vaultable breach there for Ape, because he was still upside down when he put down that exothermic. Not off to a good start here for the homeboys.
Nope, we often talk about, is that worth it for defenders or attackers? Losing Maverick to a C4 is just not worth it, right? Like, oh, we got the wall open up. Yeah, but at what cost? Reap's also low on health, so it's even worse than that. Now Elevate, because they've gotten this Maverick removed from action, they can kind of slow down their gameplay now. They got mute jammers on the walls in the other area of the bomb site. They still got the other mirror window. They got one more C4 in pocket. They got the clash. They don't gotta make any of the first moves. We gotta see Weibo now problem solve and figure out how can they pick this apart step by step.
But perhaps aggressive play from Reeves could open the gates. Not if Stemp is swinging like crazy. Stemp has been utterly unbelievable since joining Elevate after reload. He's found a big couple of kills in this round. He's looking for number 4. Ape locked out the clash to keep him at bay. Stemp is taunting him and finds the 4K. It's an absolutely ripper of a round from Elevate to kick off the grand final.
Looking so good. I mean, they play the right operators in the right spots, and when they get that early kill, they peel all the way back. They don't play catwalk. That's very important to note here. Almost every single round of defense is going to be a catwalk Raptors player, swinging, taking gunfights, killing drones. They actually gave up the position, played by the bomb site, and then lashed out together 2v1 on 2 separate attackers and got an even bigger man advantage. So Elevate, again, we keep saying they look better and better, and one of the big areas of their improvement has been their strategical understanding of how to play various rounds out. If you go back to the beginning of this stage, Elevate will just have one person fight one attacker and do it 5 times. And if they win the gunfight, they win the round. If they lose the gunfight, they lose the round. Now we're seeing depth. We're seeing double swings, we're seeing utility, we're seeing gadgets being used. And Weibo looking so locked out from the beginning of that moment when the C4 goes out into Maverick. That's top floor though. Now you go downstairs. Now it's all about the roam clear, not about the bomb site. You gotta do the roam clear. Go top floor, use the demos, use the self-destruction of the sledge and the ram, and work the map from top floor and all the way down.
Yeah, but vertical game doesn't solve all of the problems here set up by Elevate. And the main one that comes to mind here is the clash, which we're seeing for the second round in a row. Weibo didn't even get up to the point of dealing with it in the first round. What util have you got to clear the clash, right? Okay, so you've got a couple of stun grenades where you can potentially try and rush clash. In theory, those frags could destroy the shield, but not if it really gets juggled. So, yeah, vertical game, all right. Roam clear, all right. Still a lot of elements to deal with in the late round here. I think it's such a good setup for Elevate.
So again, it's about making Weibo work for everything. Speakeasy, good injury onto Ion. That's going to be Goyo removed from action. Not the highest impact operator, but a kill is a kill regardless. Look at this. The Demo's Tracker holding the window. Stem runs away and he has to keep running because, no, gets shot down through the wall by a turret that had that Demo's Tracker. And this is Weibo now. In a 5v3, they need to make sure that no one's going to throw their lives for free now by sprinting around and being careless. You got to keep using the gadget and those drones to get further information on these roamers.
This is the way that the round gets lost. It doesn't matter if you got that clash, doesn't matter if you got those mirror windows. If Weibo have map control and a significant numbers advantage. So they slow down. Ooh. This is the right play here, Pengu. However, I think Romeo, I should say, probably would have heard that drone spotting him, and Psycho is able to lash out and find Reaps. He's actually hungry for a little bit more. And this is the confidence that we see from such an experienced player, from such an aggressive region in Brazil. Out comes the track of the Deimos, and that's so unfortunate for Speakeasy that he missed the retreat of Psycho. Back to site. Time has been burnt. Still a player in deficit for defense, but Weibo, in theory, have the advantage. They just need to get on their bikes and actually make some progress.
Wasting a lot of time, though, when Psycho ran back upstairs and forcing the rotation from Speakeasy. Hoban still top floor, hasn't used more than one boogie drone, so there's 60 seconds, but because there's been no soft destruction yet, Weibo are actually quite low on time, forced to walk down the staircase to drop down that single hatch in garage. So limited options. Here comes the boogies though. C4 going out blindly, it's not gonna find anybody right now, and they should wait. It could get the right moment. Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, hang on a second.
They're planting.
What is going on there? Ape desperately going for a plant without adequate cover. Speakeasy's able to trade, and you know, if anything, Weibo here can't be too upset. Yes, they wasted a player going for the plant, but it did bait out a trade, which is what matters when they have a numbers advantage. Now, Naka, he's got the shield on his back. It does actually protect him from a shot there. And he goes for a swing. All he needs to do is deny this plant, and he might have a shot here. However, he sees both players. He might be able to spray down Turd, but not without a trade coming on through. And that's the round on the board for Weibo.
Still a bit of a struggle though, right? I mean, they start planting with no coverage, didn't have information on cargo, didn't do the soft destruction. It felt a little bit like they were rushing it. The plant itself, at least, like, yes, they got the kill by the bomb site. Maybe they thought the other two people were like way off in the distance, but this right here, the 4v2 plant and no coverage, or very limited coverage at the very least. Definitely a bit of a risk factor.
Yeah, it's not so bad considering that it was refragged, but you know, if that was a 3v3, that'd be pretty bloody bad. When you're in your 5v3s, that's all right. We can do that.
I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Speakeasy like floor or wall banked him as well. So it wasn't like a clean trade.
Yeah.
And if that wall bang one tap doesn't happen, all of a sudden that round looks a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
So of course, thankfully he did.
It's true. I feel like it maybe was a miscomm because Speaky was opening up all that floor above that position. He calls it clear. There's actually a player there. He swings. Maybe there was a miscomm or a miscall perhaps. But that's just a crack. That's just a tiny little crack in the wall. It's not a problem as of yet, unless it starts to become a leaky pipe. A leaky pipe that then Elevate can put enough pressure on to burst.
Don't want that. Water damage absolutely sucks. Hard to repair.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of water damage, is that pressure? Did the pipe burst just like that, James?
How the hell do you just find a 2K? Did he run out? Oh no, it was a fast
I think
sledge.
it was the peta, or they sledged it. Yeah.
Sledge.
They sledged in.
Turd. That's man. Like, how do you miss drone that? I don't know what's going on there for Weibo. 2 players dying early. Thankfully for Speakeasy, he can kill Stem. It's very much needed right now. But there's a lot of progress still to be made. Reeves is actually going to retake that position. Needs to hunt down Iron. Might actually be able to find him. Audio signal. But he answers his phone quickly.
Yeah. You say miss drone, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure they droned it at all, because why would there be a defender down
That's
there,
even
you know?
worse.
Or maybe that info on the poles and they just went in fast and there was a second guy that they missed. Either way, I'm not sure if there was a drone. I'm checking the cameras right now and I only see like top floor drones and whatnot being watched by Hoban. Now, there is a post shot. Oh, that's a complete freebie. Great pre-fight. Now the Clash might be kind of screwed here.
If the Clash can actually get off of her shield and win the fight, then perhaps this is doable here for Romeo. Oh no, but not if Reaps does find that kill as well. It's a direct trade. It does make it a 1v1 after Uppe picks himself up on the frost mat. Romeo, all he needs to do is spray down Uppe, and it's a 1 versus 1. Good flashbang though. Uppe needs to buy himself some time, but not enough it seems. 1v1 now for Romeo on the Clash. No flashbangs to speak of for Speakeasy. And Romeo's got the read. He's got the cover as well, and he's got the clutch! Another big round from Elevate!
That's cold. It's such a shame. I mean, it's these, again, small things, right? A really great job from Speakeasy in the round, bringing it back, getting the pre-fire, getting top floor control, forcing the Clash to drop down the hatch. I kind of want to say it's just kind of unlucky. The fact that it was a trade between, I think it was Ion and then the player of Weibo by the bomb side. If that's not a trade, or Abe doesn't get hit by the frost mat, you have a lot more uptime on the attack. You have bomb side cover, you have a 2v1. Small things. Great attempt though at saving it. This right here, I mean, he baited it, he pre-fired it. Yeah, the Iron trade with Reaps. That right there, oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, but that final kill was not luck, that was skill. Well played though. Good read from Romeo. I mean, we're talking about how he was kind of screwed upstairs, but he managed to drop the hatch and get back to site to kill the guy that should have been planting. Again, kind of a big mistake though from Uppe. We saw in the prep phase that Elevate were bringing those frost maps, and they're in positions like close to the bomb site where you're likely to be jumping in windows late round where you're thinking about 100,000 different things that aren't the frost map below you. And it kind of just needs to become an instinct. You don't even think about it. You just pre-fire below you every time you jump in a window, right? The fact that that wasn't the instinct for Uppe kind of lost the round, though, for Weibo.
That's funny. You should have told him, right? I think it might have been a stress call, like, oh, he's going back with the bomb side. Hey, Uppe, help me kill this guy, says Reaps, to get the 2v1, and he doesn't think about the frost mat. And it's funny because in the previous matchup between Weibo and Soul's Heart, there was a team kill on Chalet on the final round where they jump in not window and they pre-fire the frost mat, but it wasn't there, so they team killed instead because they jumped in at the same time. So it's like, do you always shoot? Do you sometimes shoot? Like, it's tricky. You should always shoot, but then you gotta time the jumping with your teammates correctly. It's awkward.
Well, Psycho's in position with a Nitro again, by the way. Surely not 2 for 2. There we go. It was worth it, though. I mean, like, that's kind of worth the C4.
There's a second.
The potential.
Ah, they're not coming for it.
Yeah, Romeo could have gone for it.
Romeo had it. Yeah, he's on the other side of the map, though, but he was fishing earlier. I think you just take the one, and then you say, not more. That's it. It's also a big investment by losing both of your C4s, trying to deny the exterior wall. It's like, it's important to deny it, sure, but they can still win even if they don't breach it. They just gotta take catwalk control from the door and the staircase instead, which is totally doable here. They have Glaz, they have Blackbeard, they have Grim. Great operators here for Weibo.
Oh, speaking of Nitro cells, there's a second one.
Oh.
Romeo's lands on Hoven. I don't know where that was. I believe he has breached the wall completely at least, but still a pretty devastating blow for Weibo. Meanwhile, the Glaz of Turds starts to make his way on forward. Got to worry about the Fenrir's Dreadmine, as eventually it will subside. He's got Blackbeard to support him as well. Another Dreadmine activates. Oh, Weibo made all right progress.
So annoying.
Oh my god, yeah, these Dreadmines are so bloody fickle. Oh, nice shot though from Turd. That's a good entry.
That was without the smoke as well. He just raw dogged the angle, gets the entry.
Where the hell is that?
I mean, where is this? I think it's on the ceiling of the box on the inner area. If that makes any sense, that call out.
Yeah, Moo gets shot or thrown up there from below, perhaps, from like because there's some holes in the floor. He's going to try and drone out the position
it's in
of
the
it.
shelf. It's either or.
Oh, there it is. So yeah.
Oh, it's right there.
I feel like you're going to have to
Okay.
go prone to find this.
That's
You might have to expose himself. There you go. Eventually gets it. Still gets affected. 50 seconds. I'd say Weibo probably in the advantage here.
Yeah, I would say so too. The only issue is there's no backup set of smokes, so
no, Speakeasy.
they're one and done. Oh,
Yeah, he also
trade?
exposed himself. Wow, devastating trades back and forth. Weibo technically win it, but no one's in position to go and help out Ape. That said, Turdster, he's been a mean machine today. Top fragger in the game earlier against Soul's Heart and has a big round here on the Glaz against Elevate. A good close there for Weibo. Just fragging it out.
I really enjoy what Turtle's been doing with the Glaz this entire stage so far. It's kind of like, often we see Glaz being an operator that you pick as a team and everyone has to play around with like 6 smoke grenades, you know, go by the main breach, brute force the bomb side. But Weibo and Turd, they're not afraid to just pick the Glaz without any sort of backup. And it works so well because those 2 smoke grenades can get a ton of value. In that previous round, they get garage control, and you can swing the bomb set after or save a smoke for the execute, and it just works kind of like a one-off thing. And we don't see Elevate playing Warden all that often, and the mirror windows obviously can see through the smoke. So it's just one of those new pocket operators that not many teams are using, but Turd might start to popularize if he keeps being so successful with it. Because think about it, how many operators could just walk in the door with a very high chance of just winning that gunfight, besides having crazy aim? It's like Glaz, maybe a Blackbeard because you get the intel. It's genius.
Yeah, and back in the day, people used to really shy away from Glaz. You know, his gun wasn't great. You know, when you're not using him for an execute, why on earth would you ever play him? But we're in a DMR meta right now. You see that in so many operators are bringing DMRs over automatic rifles. For example, Reap's here. He's bringing the 417 DMR on Twitch instead of that F2, which the F2 is actually not the worst gun in the world. I've seen a few nerfs, but it's all right now. The 417, though, is just better. We're in the DMR meta. People are bringing it all the time. See people sometimes bringing DMR Buck. We see people bringing DMR on Sense.
Yeah.
And the POW9 or whatever it's called is probably a pretty W gun. Yeah, Brava is a big one. People running the DMR on that instead of the Para 308. So suddenly, Glaz becomes a little bit more palatable. Plus, you've got the Bearing 9, which as a close-range gun, holy crap, that gun is good. Not to mention you've got the gadget and the smokes. So, you know, as once upon a time, Glaz was kind of useless when you didn't have smokes. He's not quite so useless without the smokes anymore.
I will take this segment to say hashtag bring back Sledge SMG11, please.
Oh,
Speaking
God,
of the sniper and then Barry 9. Yeah, it's time, man. Come on.
I miss that thing,
Give
dude.
some love. It just felt so good. You can play L85 ACOG and take like long engagements and do verticality and then SMG11 through the floor on close engagements. Oh, it was beautiful. It was so good.
Yeah.
Also, Buck grenades return. Take them from Black. Take the nades from Blackbeard, slap them on Buck. We're so back.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
It's time.
I think it might be. Well, Sledge has now become a 2-speed once again, thank goodness, after spending a little bit too long where no one wanted to play him.
Speed is a funny thing. Technically, it's pretty strong to be at 1 speed when you're doing verticality because you can survive like C4s and impact grenades and pre-fires a lot easier. It just sucks being so damn slow and so loud. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's bit of a loud one there. Open up the rotate.
It literally gets
coming out. A push from... It hit him.
Yeah,
and it bounced away. He gets the perfect flank because of it.
Oh no, and he whiffs his shots.
What?
Unfortunate for Romeo. Gets absolutely 180 and bodied. It's now a flank opportunity from Iron as that plant's gone down. He gets the down, but not the kill. Wow, this is a very curious round. In a 5v5, Weibo forced the plant while Elevate go for some crazy flanks, none of which work. And it's flawless for Weibo. The story has seemingly flipped after Elevate looked in control at the start. They were absolutely vacant from the bomb site in that round. 3 out of 5 attacks so far for Weibo. 1 more round left in the half.
It looks so good for Elevate. They had 2 people flanking. One got the face push. Learned that. Oh no. The flash grenade hitting the flanker, so it bounces like really far away. And then the second flashbang going out to like mask the sound. It looked like a perfect flank timing. Dies. Goyu flanking towards Stock as well. Perfect timing on Sledge. Dies. Plant goes down. Weibo, I mean, they had a good read there, understanding that, hey, the plant here should be absolutely free, and they were technically watching the flanks as well. Frostmat's coming out once more, be careful, AP. Elevate, I feel like they're very happily surrendering a lot of map space on that basement bomb side, and Weibo are just playing really well into it. They're saying, okay, we'll do the vert, we'll do the execute, the 5v5, we'll take it. Elevate might need to fight back in the early stages of the round, try and get it to like a 5v4 or a 4v4, just to take some of those positions away from Weibo. Because when they get the full setup by the bomb side, they're looking really, really good.
The round that we saw Elevate win convincingly was when Stemp got that 4K before Elevate even got close to executing onto the top floor. The only other round Elevate won, aside from that, was when we saw Romeo do a big 1v3 downstairs. And that tells you a lot about, well, how this really has perhaps not even been as close as it looks. I mean, that one dominant round for Elevate, one close round for Elevate, and then 3 pretty convincing rounds for Weibo. And once again, this one trick C4 is being brought out. I mean, it's a nice idea. It works once. It's not likely to work more than once.
I have to agree with you. I mean, I spoke about depth early on, right? Elevate having only some strats, not all the strats. Since that Clash ban came into effect after the third round, they haven't really shown any other pocket operators. I mean, Frost is being picked, but that's not really...
Yeah, warranted question mark in the chat.
I'm not... very much so. It's again, I like that they want to fight them early on, but swinging from catwalk onto the breach when you saw the guy was there just a second earlier, that's definitely a risky one. And now you're playing 4v5. Elevate will now have to swing further because they gotta get back that numbers advantage.
Oh, he's so dead, man. Romeo will find one. Turd quickly gets in his back. Takes him down with the Glaz. Psycho still on the floor, finished off. Ion and Naka now have to get desperate as both of them send it all the way up to the top floor on staircases. We're nowhere near attacking the bomb site, and half the round remains. Weibo, all they have to do is just lock down the position now, and it's an easy kill for Hoven. They have seemingly a good info or a good read. I think it's just a good read on the final player. As Ape is locking out Ion, it's a free round for Weibo as they dominate the first half of Nighthaven. It's going to be a 4-2 split on Elevate's map pick. Going to show that Weibo really do have teeth on this attacking side. And Terster, of course, with the Glaz to close the round and the half as we reset. Elevate need to look a lot better on their attacks.
They might not have realized the mirror that was opened up. I saw it as well. He was just standing there looking through the mirror and got shot straight through it, probably thinking he was safe, but he wasn't. That was how the second person got injured early on by the pillar, by the server bomb site upstairs. I don't know about this from Elevate though. Right now I'm seeing like, where's the Warden? Where's the Valkyrie? Where is the, hey, we're trying to make Weibo struggle on the attack rounds by making them work for it. Yes, they banned the hard-pitching operators to play in the mirror, but Weibo, besides the very first opening round, they haven't struggled opening up any of the reinforced walls whatsoever. When you saw Weibo earlier play Cafe against Soul's Heart, they were worried about the Valkyrie. They didn't want to play the IQ. They banned the castle. They don't want to deal with all that utility. It feels like Elevate are not bringing enough of those problematic operators that make Weibo have to pick specific counter picks. For example, Valkyrie IQ, right? You bring out the Warden. Now the Glaz isn't that good any longer. Ying isn't that good anymore. Blitz isn't that good anymore. They're just playing good guns. And they're running around taking those gunfights, and Weibo are happily holding angles and just getting free picks.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation for Elevate there, especially because we were really hyping them up. I don't know what you were thinking, Nick. We were kind of all saying this amongst the talent. You know, after that last game, Weibo, Soul's Heart, we were kind of thinking, look, this game has been close, but whoever wins is going to get pretty much thwalloped by Elevate. After how Elevate looked in that upper bracket final, yes, it was a close 3-mapper between them and Weibo, but Elevate were decisively the winner of that. Like, yes, it was close on the scoreboard, but we really felt like Elevate were the more prepared and stronger looking team, especially in that fragging department. Weibo lacked confidence. Very much a different Weibo here on Nighthaven to what we saw earlier today and what we saw last week. Oh, wow. Very ambitious run out there from Hoven with the magazine, but it's a lot of damage done nonetheless.
Also, the mind games, right? This is gonna stay with Elevate for the next couple of rounds. Alright, guys, they're spawn peeking. Watch the doors. Watch the windows. Watch the jump out.
Ambitious spawn peek too.
It buys time. That might be a little bit too far off the ground. Good patience there, not shooting your teammate of step. I'm curious if this works, because the bottom is set up... Yeah, I think they gotta touch the bottom, personally, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I think it's the bottom part that's a bit scuffed here, and that's not gonna solve the issue either.
Because it's about getting rid of the anchors,
it's bottom, but...
right? The middle portion...
That's my understanding of it, yeah.
Yeah, the middle portion of the reinforcement at the top and the bottom, you can see it kind of comes in a bit... Yeah. Dude, this is going to be terrible.
Oh, this is cooked!
Bro!
It's going to leave this awkward gap. I don't think it's going to leave a gap. Yeah, it's going to leave a gap. Oh my god!
What are you doing?
He's fixing it! No, that's not going to fix it! That doesn't fix the problem!
That doesn't fix the bloody problem! Oh my god!
Wait,
I can see why they've banned Ace and Thermite, because Elevate look like absolute noobs with the Hibana. Turd in the old chat. All right. I don't often condone toxicity, but that call from Turd is warranted. That's all of his Kairos!
Yeah, okay. They have a candle burner on Nake. Munchie could actually walk over and fix this and make it an entry path, but it's my time for plan B. Jump in the middle of Blackbeard, take catwalk control, and hope that your guns are better than your use of X-Kairos.
Oh, dude, that's embarrassing. No one's swinging you. No one's going to swing you, Ion. I'm sorry, brother, but you got to get in there. You got to have an impact because you've just wasted all of your utility. I hope you're better with your Type 89 than you are with the X-Kairos. Psycho is the playmaker here, but he spotted that clash. And that makes things a little bit awkward.
Yeah. Has nades though. If Clash plays down the shield, you can nade it out, get an advantage. Romeo found the pick on Reeves on the Aqua Stairs. That's the Shanky
what are you doing? Speak easy.
And there comes the Clash.
Yeah, Turtz has had a big round though. Swing at the rafters. Arpe low on HP. Romeo's exposed. Only needs to see a tiny pixel of him, and Arpe spots the head. 1v2 for Naka on the Montaigne with no diffuser, but both of his opponents are low, and he is exposed. Look, it really shouldn't have been as close as it was for Elevate. Very messy, and not a good look for them. Definitely not a confidence booster for those guys. But yeah, Weibo have really run away with this map.
Also, there's a classic. Reeps was the one talking trash in the all chat saying get shit on. Reeps was the first person to die just watching cameras. It's always the guy who doesn't put in any effort that talks smack, right? That's the secret rule. Because that's the biggest tilter. Like, imagine the guy who's quote-unquote useless in that round is the one talking smack. It's like, come on, Reeps, you died first, man. But he's like, yeah, but I won the round. Who cares? It was a huge play there from Turret, though. Essentially, Blackbeard wide swung the mirror window and didn't see Turret swung up on him, and he gets both kills because there's like small timing issue there for Psycho. And then Ape as well lashed out. Weibo saying, guys, we've lost our win condition, we've lost our manpower, it's time to go crazy. And they do exactly that. Elevate's gotta show us let's say fundamentals here. They gotta show us the heart breaching, the step one that has to be better, and then they gotta show us timing and coordination. Because had they pushed Romeo flanking Aqua Stairs at the same time as the Blackbeard swinging the mirror window that was opened by the bomb side, Turret can't go for a flank attempt. But they missed timing. Romeo wasn't applying any pressure, and Turret gets that push.
Ooh. Hoven's tempted to go for it again. He's on the smoke this time. And there's no one there. He could potentially even barricade this if he's feeling a little bit ambitious, if he's feeling a bit cheeky. You can see Weibo are feeling pretty confident, so they're going to play quite aggressively. Turdstep, my god, by the way. This guy, 10 kills so far in the first 7 rounds.
Showing up.
I think he what 20? No, it was more than 27 in the first series. Absolutely nuclear. He got 17 just on the final map of that last series.
Compared to
well, last time he played Elevate, he went 18 and 32, by the way.
18 and 32.
Negative 14 on the KD. Not a good look. And wow, Weibo are really starting to disrespect Elevate here. They are really...
I like it though.
Getting in the old chat.
It. Like, you've already played a BO3. Like Weibo's been grinding at this for that's like 4 hours. They're gonna get tired quicker. But if you can like tilt your opponent and make them frustrated, that's the great to even down the mental score right now. And they're vibing. I mean, they're laughing about this. They're like, oh my god, Elevator is so bad, ha ha ha. And it helps you in a long best of 3, which will likely still be despite this 5-2 scoreline right now. And Elevate are struggling. They're barely in the building. They don't have a lot of hard destruction.
Oh, it should be
They've only just now droned. They've missed the timing.
He doesn't know.
The iron walks in.
No, it's a bit of a
Runs
bait.
away.
Yeah. Funny situation there. It seems like there's a bit of indecision. Oh no, is Stemp lagging out? I think Stemp's lagged out. All right, this might be a 5v3 here. Oh no.
Oh.
Three of them just lagged out.
Oh, they're in the same location.
Yeah.
Surprised they're still left here with 2 of them.
Well.
Bonk.
Well, that round wasn't looking great for Elevate, but unfortunately 3 players disconnecting certainly isn't going to help you. Yeah, he absolutely flick shotted him. Wow.
He tossed the toxic bait, picked it up and one-pumped the guy.
Well, it's a 6-2 lead here on Nighthaven for Weibo, and while that round was a little bit of a question mark with several players from Elevate lagging out, I'm not exactly sure where they're located. I believe they're all playing in the same team house, so if it was the power that went out, then it would be all 5 of them. They're in Indonesia, apparently. I'm not sure which part of Indonesia.
Yes.
Jakarta, apparently, have got the call, so in the country's capital.
Yeah.
Perhaps they're all...
You're trolling, James.
What? How am I trolling?
You asked Psycho in the interview where they are located last week or the week before.
Dude.
You did.
I'm like a goldfish. I remember like 3 seconds of history. That's it. Like, who are you again?
I mean, I'll be honest. I remembered Indonesia, but not the city, so I have the same issue as well. Like, I don't remember.
Come on, bro. It's Jakarta. You gotta know these things.
Jakarta. I see. I don't know. Oh my god, I can't even. I give up. Whatever.
Well, guys, we wanted to give you some replays. So, Pengy, do you want to analyze this one for us?
No. So, top X Cairo hit the mark, bottom X Cairo missed the mark, and after
what was the plan there with the 4 just in the middle, like literally the worst possible? What's the plan here?
The 4 in the middle, I don't get. And then again here, instead of fixing, I only 1 X Cairo that hit the wall. It doesn't. I don't know. I think it's one of those, like, you realize you messed up, so you try and fix it, but it just gets so much worse.
All right, so what's the... Let's say you've screwed up. You've done what he did the first step. You've done the 4 at the bottom, the 4 at the top, and it hasn't raided the wall soft. What's your next step? How do you salvage the round?
Okay, there are 3 things you can do. The simplest one is you tell Monty, get your butt over here and use the last can opener on the left-hand side of the wall to make either a crouch or a vault hole in the building. That's going to be the simplest one. The second one is, instead of trying to do the middle, you will do the very bottom middle that he missed the first time and see if you can salvage the situation. And if that doesn't work, then the other option, Isibana, is you just breach the left-hand side wall yourself with 6 X-Kairos, 4 on the bottom, 2 above it. Now you have a crouch rotate in on the left and a peek hole on the right-hand side. Now you have a working pathway.
And if all else fails, just use up all your X-Kairos, achieving absolutely nothing, and then get called shit by Turdster in the old chat. It's 6-2 in favor of Weibo over Elevate on Elevate's map pick here in the grand final of Asia. We're going to be back in just a moment once we get all of these players back in the lobby, so stick around for the rest of this grand final.
You know how they say, it's not the destination, it's the journey?
And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And you know what?
They're right.
funny 기분이 sunny. Sipping lemonade from my lemon tree, honey. Let me spill the tea on all these haters, how love me. Broke up all the killing it, winning attitude. 당당하게 올라가, see my altitude. 나랑 맞서 싸우면, baby, you would lose. If I wasn't me, I get it, I would hit me too. I can do it better. I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer. I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. 자신과의 싸움에서 지면 야구르지. 매일매일 일어나서 부터 보는 거지. Look in the mirror, say you're a winner. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. In a bad mood, 바꿔버려 in a hurry. 꿀꿀한 기분 털어버려, I don't worry. Get through the weather, feeling get better. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can do it better. I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer. I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger, tell 'em Tina, me not do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do that better. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Tina, me not do it better. Who could even do this better?
I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer. I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Banger after banger.
주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
I had a feeling, why am I not surprised? Shattered the ceiling, the glass in my eyes. I'm turning gold, why you so cold to me? Some of the words get harder to find. Swallow my feelings, they don't sit quite right. I'm like, what's the point? You disappoint me. Only showing up when it's convenient. Why is no one here to save me? Moving pieces across the board like it's a game. Or what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something but don't have my side. Why can't you be the light that I need? Can't you see what you've done to me? I wanna fall with you, I wanna flow with you, I need to know.
And welcome back in. It is the grand final of APL in Asia. Weibo is up 6-2 over Elevate on their map pick and immediately Elevate into the tactical timeout, Pengu.
Yep, and I mean, this is, if anything, maybe one round too late. I mean, right? Because like now you're staring at a match point against you. But I do think it's necessary. We like Elevate on the defensive side didn't have the right operators, one could argue, or the right counter strat prepared for Weibo's attacking rounds. On the flip side, when they're now attacking for Elevate, they're struggling getting in the building, and they're also struggling to get to an execute position. In other words, nothing's really working. The 2 rounds they got kind of down to individual success from players, clutches, etc., those kind of things. So a lot to cover right now if you're the coach of Elevate. A lot to cover between the players since the rehost.
Yeah, it's been a weird game. Like, it kicked off and we were like, wow, good job, Elevate. You've got a great read here. I really liked what we saw from them on I'm trying to remember what bomb site it was. It was the top floor bomb site. We saw that mirror pick. We saw the C4. And then it just looked kind of pitiful, sadly. Like, I don't really want to throw it at them like that, but there's no two ways to say it. Elevate have completely fallen apart the last couple of rounds, and now we're looking at Weibo as the far superior team.
It's a fun switch up because we have been saying how it doesn't really matter all that much who the lower bracket grand finalists will be, because Elevate will beat whoever it is. Doesn't matter if it's Soul's Heart or Weibo, because they have looked that much better. And that just has not been the story at all on Nighthaven Labs, which is, mind you, Elevate's map pick. So I'm sitting here going, have we just completely misread the situation on Elevate or Weibo? Or has this actually been a case of underestimating Soul's Heart and how good they have been this stage, actually being up at the same level as both of these 2 teams in the grand final?
Yeah, very true. And Soul's Heart, you know, they had their chance to play Elevate and they beat them. Only in a BO1 though, not in a BO3. And we know how much it's a different story. Of course, Elevate, they got here in the grand final fair and square through that upper bracket by taking down Weibo. Now it's their chance to get the job done. And if it's not going to happen on Nighthaven, well, they need to come back on Weibo's map pick of Chalet. But of course, the job's not done yet here for Weibo. And Elevate are continuing with gusto here on the top floor. A good entry from the Blackbeard as Romero finds one. It's good entries from top blue as well. Desperately, Speakeasy finds 1 kill, but as Turds has been picked apart, oh my god, they cooked in that tactical, I tell you what. They absolutely cooked. And Weibo have been picked apart. A much-needed round for Elevate.
Looking so much better. I mean, the decisiveness, the full commitment, the timings were very strong, very good. And that's the important part, because on the previous 2 attacking rounds, they didn't have the timings. It was 1 versus 1s. Right there, every single defender that was in a fight was having to worry about 2 or 3 different angles that attackers could be coming from. And that's why it worked so well. Even if Elevate lost a couple of people, there was always somebody there to trade and reapply that pressure and keep up the pace. But now that you have rushed, all Weibo gotta do is start playing Lesion, or in this case, banning the Blackbeard, and just being prepared and ready for that. The Clash is still open because the mirror was banned instead, so they have plenty of options. I didn't read the chat. What happened in the chat there, James?
Can we have a look? I don't know if I was
being exchanged.
Can
we see the chatty?
I saw them say, that's because we think your Hibana is dog shit. I don't know what that was in reference to, aside from the fact that obviously earlier we saw some of the worst Hibana tech I've seen in a while, which is sad, because, like, what the hell? Elevator are a good team. They got through the upper bracket pretty handily. They've been pretty solid here in Asia. I mean, they haven't been flawless. They certainly weren't as flawless in the group stage as Weibo was, but definitely in playoffs they've looked like the far better team. Surprising to see Ion then absolutely fluff up that Hibana.
Yeah, it's never easy with new tech, and that's the thing, right? Things, they will change. The Hibana trick is relatively new. Double, triple spawn peek from Weibo, garage catwalk window, connect the window with a C4. They're not gonna overcommit to this though. Thursday hears the rappel, he falls back, C4 goes out, nobody's there. It's not even close.
Gets to put down
but you see how much time this is. stalling. Yeah, down with me, Jammer. He was like, I gotta be in time for my spawn peak, man. Let me go get it. But it buys 30 seconds. I mean, it took them that long to get to the building simply because they were doing that spawn peak. So it does get them a little bit.
And Weibo are still playing like rats. Look at Ape. Sneaky little freaky little guy all the way down, hiding underneath that window. Elevate, if it comes down to the late round, they might be caught out by little cheeky moments like that from Weibo, who've also, by the way, barricaded a lot of these doors downstairs, which just burns time.
Yeah. I like this though from Elevate. The block downstairs for the Cality to make a, self-destruction below the catwalk rotate. That's gonna just give them an option to run back if they're playing catwalk rafters. Then Munchie walks in case there was a guy catwalk, he would then die trying to fall back or by overstaying. And because you have the block downstairs, you're limiting where Clash and Tashanka can play from. So this looks really good. The only thing that's going to be kind of difficult perhaps for the attack right now of Elevate is finding that opening pick. But that's where I look towards Capita and Psycho. One correctly used Capita Fire can take down Turdster or Reeves sitting by those compact corners. Reeves takes down Romeo first. That's the downstairs block player.
Yeah, and that's one prong of this attack, the vertical aspect, completely eliminated. And with that, Speakeasy's gone for a flank up the stairs and somehow come up behind the Clash. Funnily enough, it's Psycho to do the exact same thing, straight back to him. Through the fire he goes. Reeps will find one before Psycho burns, and Turdster finds the final kill. It's a strange end to the first map of the grand final as Weibo absolutely dismantle the Brazilians on their own map pick. A flying start for the homeboys as we break it all down on the couch.
The homeboys! I feel like that's really catching on, Dev. I also feel like doing a Mean Girls sketch and just stop trying to make homeboys a thing. It's not going to be a thing ever. However, Weibo looked phenomenal in this matchup. Elevate, as much as they had a little bit of gas left in the tank the second we came back from that rehost, how quickly did that turn into a Weibo round? Michael,
Rob,
it was a great match. If you're a Southeast Asian Siege fan, you're very happy. If you're a Brazilian Siege fan, you're probably not so happy.
Yeah, if you're the 99% of people watching this, you're quite pleased that this result so far. Weibo themselves playing a lot closer to that kind of 99% potential that we were waiting to see from them this afternoon.
Yep.
They switched on. Great start. Winning their opposition's map pick is massive as well, considering it may condense it will naturally condense the duration of this series if they're able to close it, right? Going to their map pick, arguably should be comfortable. This should be done in 2, right? It means I don't have to worry too much about the third, which is going to be very, very closely contested as well on paper. So it's a good start. Of course, I'm framing that in such a way that it's over. It's obviously not, and I'm sure Elevate will fight back. They made a lot of just weird foundational errors in this matchup. So they need to just take this time to completely reset, forget.
Yep.
It's 0-0.
Yep.
Let's go from there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to at this point in time. You really can't. You're stuck on that map, right?
Yep.
Labs was just, unfortunately for them, it just did not work well. Now, I'm not sure if we talked about the 3 players leaving in the middle of the game. Internet went out in their building, well, in their room specifically. Might be a router issue. Who knows? Essentially, that just auto forfeits the round for them. It was already halfway done. They were 4 versus 5. Wasn't looking good. But one thing to be said, Jake, Reeps has not needed to show up today.
Yeah, and you're obviously referring to Turdster, who 11-4 on Labs continued his good form from the lower bracket final, which, I don't want to say necessarily I told you so, but clearly I did mention in the pre-match.
Are you going to tell me so?
Well, I didn't tell you it was going to happen, but I did insinuate that Turd's performance in the lower bracket final was obviously quite significant. And in contrast to the last time these two teams met when he went 18-34.
Yep.
In a close series, well, here's your difference maker, and he's made a difference now on Nighthaven Labs. That for me, it was that first half, just an onslaught on the attack. You think about Nighthaven Labs, and typically your mind goes to defense. There's some really difficult sites to be able to take, especially command server, and especially in the second half when you can't even open up IT wall on the Habana. That was quite comical, and honestly, a lot of trash talking as well from Weibo in that game, just nothing back from Elevate.
Yeah,
I don't know if you really can, take much into that. I think naturally Elevate haven't really shown this stage that they're getting too involved in the banter talk.
No, and every time we've talked to them, they've been very respectful.
They have. I think they're a very respectful team, but I think they need to get a little bit, gritty now going into the next match. They need to find some. They need to probably tap into the hate that obviously has been put towards this Elevate team, most notably the organisation. But
they're not Sith Lords, mate. Like, they're just Siege players.
Well, many consider them to be part of the bloody Sith. I think they need to tap into that, and they need to harness.
Lord Step needs to up his game. Do it.
Honestly, if I was getting shit on by Turd, that would probably turn me to the dark side.
Well, I mean, it's in the name, right? You're getting turned on. Like, it's unfortunately, that's just what's happening.
I think Weibo's the kind of team that would just love the fact that Elevate's not saying anything bad.
Absolutely.
Like, they just get to chirp for free.
Yeah.
And look, honestly, it was a map that was just super one-sided, and credit to Weibo. Obviously, they brought the form in from the lower bracket final. The fear was, we saw last night with Ludovica, great game, but couldn't follow it up in the grand final.
Yeah.
That hasn't been the case for Weibo.
No, I think that was the real concern I was trying to highlight in the pre-test, was we've seen it happen over the course of last week and this week and the week before, actually. Consistency is a very hard thing, especially when you're going into your 4th map, your 5th map, your 6th map, which we could potentially get there for Weibo. But guys, just to, I guess, reiterate on the third point, 18 kills across 3 maps in his last time versing Elevate. 11 kills in 1 map. I think sums up quite nicely where Weibo are at. It seems like there's been a complete reset, and you were talking about Elevate needing to reset. We head to Chalet next. I mean, this matchup, this could just completely flip on its head. It's Weibo's map pick.
Yeah, I guess there is the fortunate element for Elevate in the sense that they did just get to watch that complete VOD for them. A lot of rounds and a lot of different setups that they got to analyze and prepare for. It's going to then put into question the depth of Weibo. Are they going to employ very similar strategies, or do they have something else that they can throw into the mix?
Yep.
Elevate are the kind of team who, with the support staff and the kind of discipline that we continue to see from the Brazilian region specifically, should have their preparation completely down pat and be ready. It's going to probably more so come down to the execution itself. Now, that's where they ultimately actually fell short on Labs. Execution-wise,
consistently,
they were just weirdly off today.
Yeah.
Now, you can have an off map. Nothing wrong with that in a best of 3. That's the beauty of the format, and they have an opportunity now to completely just show a different side of them in the second map.
Now, Jake, we can actually take a little bit of time here. You know what? You don't have to take time. I just got told you don't have to worry about it because we're actually ready to go.
Jeez,
yeah, rightio. Elevate won a speedrun, the quickest grand final in Siege history. Right now, they are 1-0 down. The imports, well, they're going to have to export some quality in this one. There's no doubt about it. We head to potentially the final map in the Asia playoffs. Let's get underway with this. Let's boogie!
Oh, a lot of hype in the studio, hey, Pengu. It's time to get into it.
In there.
Yeah, it's chilly,
oh my days.
but everyone's bringing the heat. And Elevate, my God, they have looked cold. They better warm up right now because Weibo are looking like they're coming for him. It's been a lower bracket run for this roster, and they're not looking to slow down. Chalet is where we go to, of course, after what was a pretty devastating map number 1 over on Nighthaven Labs. What do we expect here on Chalet? It's going to be chilly here as well. Elevate, are they going to come in cool, or are they looking a little bit hotter than map 1?
Before we start with the second map, James, I'd like for you to tell the viewers at home what you just told me, in case they watch the ending of Nighthaven Labs. What happened in the final round?
So, yeah, as soon as I walked out of the casting booth, one of our observers, Nuttery, came up to me and he said, dude, that clash that flanked the Monty last round, he actually ran outside of top Aqua, top blue, and then jumped in the rafters window to go for that flank. I could not believe it. You thought he went downstairs.
Yeah, so Reeps got a kill onto Romeo, who's bugged below. So I thought, Reeps killed the bug downstairs through the vert, and then Clash have walked down the Aqua stairs and flanked through catwalk, because that made sense to me. But when you jump out, run out the building, jump in there to get a double kill, and no one realizes, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely chaos in the server.
Shenanigans.
My God.
And Weibo,
Shenanigans.
They love that kind of energy. They were having a lot of fun in the old chat. Reeps was being a little bit toxic. And now he's on the Glaz with his teammates on Monty, Blitz, and Sens. That tells you enough about what we come to expect out of this map. They're also sneaking on through. Double shield set up here on the mezzanine.
Yeah. Gonna fly in, piano windows, office door, and take control. Mind you, they banned the Twitch and Brava, so they pretty much allowed Weibo to go even more aggressive by banning those passive operators. Here they go, smokes out and then push through.
All right, in you go, Speakeasy. What do you got for us, Naka? He's running away on the Echo, and he's going to find the first one. The pistol comes through, though, for Speakeasy, so one shield is down, but the numbers have been retained here for Weibo. As Psycho also went down, it looks like the site has pretty much been stolen here. Ion on the Scopus is nearby, but he has this ground swiftly taken away from him. He needs to win his fight, and he does. Turd goes down. Now it's him up against the Blitz. He's got the impact, but it doesn't matter because Speakeasy will ADS and take his life. And now Speakeasy is looking for an opportunity to go for this plant as Stemp and Romeo look to retake the cover from outside of Reaps. He's got the suppressor on this DMR, and he loses the fight. Not before taking a bit of damage onto Romeo. Hoven now is the main operator to try and hold in this. He's found Romeo. Step knows where he is, and so he gets inactive. He leaves poor Speakeasy to try and 1v1, but I don't think it will matter. As Stemp gets on it, there's been a rotate. Hoven has changed windows, and it is perfect. It's exactly what he needs. And there's the advanced repel. Siege X in action as Weibo are off to a flying start on Chalet.
It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that we finish the first map, we go to the analyst desk, no break needed, straight back to the game, and then Weibo just full set it in the first round. I'm not gonna say a flawless rush, but honestly, pretty darn good. So many good things happened here. The Blitz Monty working together. This right here, a little bit sketchy if Echo had more bullets, right? But he get the job done. The only small issue was when they didn't check bathroom with Speakeasy on the Blitz, and Tursta died walking into bathroom door. Other than that, they had everything covered. It was great. And Weibo once more showing us that perhaps it was Soul's Heart being the problem, not Weibo underperforming.
Yeah, it could have certainly been the case. Weibo, they're looking in a lot hotter form in this grand final than they were earlier today in that 3-map lower bracket final. And they've got a resurgence. I feel like it's a bit of a vengeance game for them as well. You can't deny, like, imagine you're a player like Speakeasy. He's been playing in this scene for such a bloody long time. I mean, this guy was on that OG Aerowolf roster that went to Tokoname and took down, at the time, the Giants, the team that eventually became Rogue and Koi and won the Berlin Major. Right? They knocked them out of that tournament. It was such a huge win for the first quarterfinals win, if I'm not wrong, against a European team for an APAC team at an international level. Speakeasy was on that roster. That was way back in 2019. 6 years later, he's still been playing. Imagine you're him. You've been grinding this region for ages, and then a bunch of, like, you know, players that couldn't make it in Brazil, or maybe have already had their heyday in Brazil, come over to your region. You really want to show them the door.
They're doing just that so far. Elevate playing the waiting game, allowing Weibo the map control of Master Bedroom Office, allowing them to go for Execute 5v5. This bar defense is a very strong hold upstairs, top blue, playing by the mezzanine, that library hallway. Weibo, they got some utility here, but most notably, the Raw Aura. It's a very new operator, of course. You can close off the library doors and then push down the hallway of Piano and not have all these crossfires. That means you can fight the guy by the mirror window somewhat alone. You can fight the guy top mezzanine somewhat alone. And it's going to give them a very new way to deal with this attack, or rather, deal with the defense on the attacking side. And the Forest Drones finding so much value. The ADSs, the Frost Trap. They got it all cleared out.
I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Rayora in this position, but my God, she can be certainly useful. But now Flora's getting to work, as you said. That's the last of the Roteros out. It's time for Rayora to come into action.
There it comes.
Isolating the players in library to focus up on the player at the top of the blue stairs. The impacts have come on through and taken out those Rayora gates. And Stemps also found a couple of frags from his position behind that mirror window, as it is closed once again, at least one of these doors. However, the second one eventually will be closed as well. How do they isolate this kill? It can take control of the blue stairs, but now it's a complete lockup. Ooh, hello. A player hiding just prone next to that mirror window, opened up the gate, found a kill, or found a bit of damage at least, is traded by Speakeasy.
They should know Psycho is here, unless he fell back because he got a kill early in the round. Good drone, gets shot now. They know somewhere, either library door or top fireplace, he will be. Close back the door. Oh, they're gonna go for flank instead. This is genius, unless he hears it.
The timing not quite there. Psycho wins his double kill. And that's exactly what Elevate needed. He's been the hero for this round, him and Stemp together. As Speakeasy now in his 1v3, and there's nowhere for him to go except jump straight into a laser gate. I think he's just going to sit out the round and gift Elevate their first round, and feels like a very long time.
Operators, you are out of time.
I do think that defense of bar, when you just like bunker upstairs, will be the most difficult round for Weibo to problem solve, because there are so many moving parts. The flank is also open the entire time. So you gotta worry about the flank, worry about fireplace stairs, top mezzanine, top blue, library, and you're mostly playing from outside the building or in one very small place of like office piano room. So for Weibo's future, it's gonna get a little bit easier, a little bit more fast paced, I imagine. That is gonna be the round that's gonna suck the most. Also, kudos to Elevate. That was the exact kind of defensive rounds I kind of wanted to see on Nighthaven Labs, where you play utility, stuff like the Jaeger plus the Wamai, playing deployable shields, you know, starting to play some Morton maybe now and again. And that's what Elevate needs right now, to keep Weibo rotating around those various operators, not having the freedom to always play the Glaz or the Blitz or the Ying if they want to, for example, and kind of keep Weibo guessing, hey, what kind of defense will Elevate bring? They don't just have one tempo, fast, fast, fast. They've just shown us they also have slow.
You need that depth, right? You need a variety, vary out your playstyle. Otherwise, people read you. I'm trying to remember, it was one of our games yesterday, wasn't it? We saw a team have one playstyle, and then within a couple of rounds, it got red, and then it was completely flipped. I genuinely can't remember.
We did see that.
I
can't
so
remember much more than the fact that it happened. Yeah.
Was it GG playing aggressive, and then they got red? Or
it actually might have been GG. Yeah, it was the GG match at least. But which way is a good question.
Yeah. Well, Elevate have demonstrated they do have a little bit of variety, which is good. Now, Weibo, what are you going to cook with? You know, we've seen your Blitz, Monty, Glaz strats. Now this is a Monty, Glaz, I don't know, and then a little bit of normal, more or less, operator strats. Oh, no, don't tell me
no hard breach, though.
He's playing Ace, my dude. Ace is a hard breacher, as last I checked.
Okay, I looked at the entire lineup 4 times, James, and I was like, how do they not have a hard breach? Am I seeing this right? Yeah, they don't have a hard breach.
What rank are you this season, mate? You're stuck in gold this time.
Honestly, I've not hit champ yet. I'm stuck in diamond, man. The C word is gatekeeping me from playing the game.
Oh, don't say that. Well, I mean, how world champions fall? You can't get champion and Psycho's playing in the Asian League.
Hey, if I had to take a guess, I don't think Psycho is champion either this season, buddy, okay?
Oh, certainly not in Asia, man.
I will check right now.
I'll tell you what, the Southeast Asia servers are insane. Like, you'll just play against people that are like God's gift, and they cannot speak a word of English to you.
Nice. Hold up. I'm cooking right now.
Finding Psycho.elevate.
Psycho's diamond, he's diamond 5. Yep. Diamond 5.
Still hasn't hit champ.
Nope. He's working for it though. Just like they gotta work for these rounds. I mean, it was good for a double kill. Oh, he's dead.
If he's dead, champion Psycho would have won that. I tell you what.
You might have. With too many angles there for Weibo. Outside, inside, Speakeasy, of course. Praise to him as a Monty. Moving Psycho in the wrong direction, shoving him in towards the hammer when it meets that anvil. That's how you get the kill. But that's gonna cost you almost the entire round in terms of time. 50 seconds left. Gotta sprint towards the bomb set now, make up for lost time, and you're up against, thankfully, no real plant deny, no Goyo, no smoke, no echo, but the flank is open.
Double flank.
For 2 players. Means the side is weak. Now they know.
Up it goes down, and Romeo got detected. This should be a kill on a Romeo. He's in a very exposed position. Never mind.
What?
He actually finds 2 more before Hoven eventually shuts him down. 1v4 comes down to a 1v2 with 25 seconds. Hey, I tell you what, this is not impossible. However, that bulletproof camera is going to be very difficult to contend with. No nades to speak of. No more tracks. Ooh, gets spotted for a brief moment. Oh, he eventually will take down that BPC, but gets spotted by Naka on that eventual repeak. And Elevate fire up. 2 rounds in a row now as they start to pull together their team on Chalet.
I'm so confused as to how the flanker gets 3 kills. Like, is no one opening their mouths and speaking. Like you have a player, I think it was Ape down in the blue stairs to the flanker. Then he walks down the fireplace, kills the Monty. Then we see the third attack, I forgot which operator it was, white swing the staircase, look at the top mezzanine when he's at the bottom of the fireplace stairs. Like that's not where the guy's at, buddy. Bit of a sad round because I actually wanted to see the Weibo execute. They had the Monty to go for the plant. They had a flank that could have been good, and there was no plant deny from Elevate. That could have been like a crazy 4v4 or 5v4 kind of retake strat where it just gets very chaotic. Instead, it gets shut down before it even happens. But Elevate, recognizing, hey, there's no real presence from the attackers upstairs. Let's go for a flank. And they did it. Good timing. And more importantly, it was not one guy solo flanking. There were two people going for the flank. And the second it worked out, the second flanker went back towards the bomb set to make sure that the rush wasn't going to happen.
Double frost mats to welcome anyone who walks or jumps into bathroom. Capital's actually going to be picked off of here. We've seen a lot of hard-holding bathroom with his shield. It's not going to be this case. There's no shield. I'm not sure whether the read was that they weren't doing that. I mean, there's an Azami. You could still hard-hold bathroom. Oh, that's an awkward frost mat, though, on the entry from Ego Balk. And a BPC watching it as well.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Love me some good frost traps. There was that statistic a long time ago about I think it was frost traps or traps in general's effectiveness across various ranks in Siege.
Yeah.
And it was like, the higher rank you are, the more likely you are to get hit by a Froster Capcan trap.
Yeah, it's a reverse bell curve. So the really low-ranked players get hit really hard by the traps because they don't understand them. They haven't learned about them yet. And then the average player, they're like, the traps are like, yeah, they're nothing, right? We'll just shoot them, you know? I'll just see them and I'll shoot them.
Yeah.
And then the top players are so busy thinking about 3,000 other things that they're going to get caught out by every single frost mat.
Yeah, I mean, I know people that watch Frost and go, how are pro players dying to frost traps? Oh my god, worse than silver people in ranked. It's like, yeah, but they're considering 1,000 billion things more than you are when you play the game. And they're 5-second communication, etc. And they're up against really good players. Psycho aggression. Stimming myself back up to full HP.
Yeah.
He's good for a second swing.
I like the way
that mostly
that
out of the building right now.
They are, but still, that doesn't mean that Elevate aren't playing aggressively. I like the way Psycho and Naka together went for that peak, and Naka is actually going to go again for an aggressive swing and find his 3v5 now for Weibo. This is a far cry from the peak form we saw from them on Nighthaven.
Yeah, they lost their pace. They lost their control, like we saw in the very first attack round. They're just gonna fall apart. One guy is gonna enter the building alone. Poor Hoven, nobody helping him. Reaps on the roof. I'm not gonna say baiting, but certainly not helping his teammates right now, nor his turret, because again, they don't have a foothold. They don't have an area of the map that they control as the attackers. They own nothing. Now they're in library, go mine. They know you're here.
It's watching. So many angles opened up as well. You got to check all of them. He's not looking where Ion is. Who gets the first bullet in? Oh, almost finds him on the re-peak though, but Ion just that little bit better. Turds to 1v4. Oh, gnarly one tap, but then a face full of buckshot. Elevate are 3 defenses in a row. Deep here on Chalet, looking so much better than Nighthaven.
Either you call a tactical timeout right now,
and they
or
have.
You will just save it for if I have. Okay, I was gonna say either you do it now and get ahead of the problem, or you're gonna wait for side swap. Hope that you can get 1 or 2 more rounds in the attack, and then you call it after. I'm a fan of this personally, where we get ahead of the problem. We're being proactive because you need, in my mind at least 1 more attacking round, and ideally on Chalet, probably 2 more, and try and go for an even 3-3-half.
And so what do we say?
It's gotta be
here?
a strat change.
Yeah, so
I think we could go to a strat change right now. Just keep up to change the pace. We're building very slow, playing very passive. We're holding angles, waiting for Elevate to overstep, which works if you win the gunfight. But what about forcing the fight yourself? Like in the first round, don't get a bomb set, rush it, but you can play more like Blitz, Blackbeard, Deimos, Grim. Like get in the building, take the fights.
Well, they know it's going to be Bar Gaming because that's now unlocked as Kitchen and Master are both locked up. So, you know, it's really a question of how do you want to deal with that setup. And to me, it really firstly fell apart when they went for that Rayora strat last time. They had Stemp playing off the mirror window, get a 2k. So step 1 is counter the mirror window. What do you want to do that to bring that? I mean, you bring Zero, you could bring Ash, you could bring Hibana, you could bring Kali. So many different ways that you could hard counter those mirrors in a really relatively easy way. And we can see that there's actually no mirror this time. Maybe they would have repicked if they had been planning that, but yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the way to deal with this setup on the top floor? They're not going to play the Railroad this round.
I'm not sure what needs to happen. So, okay, fun story, or fun fact rather. I think this is the hardest bomb site in the entire game to attack as an IGL myself. And that's not like it's the hardest for every single person, every single team, but when I personally have to call a strat like this in Pro League, I never figured out in my 5 years of playing how to attack Barn Chalet. I never figured it out, even today. I don't know. It's so hard for me, because in my mind, it comes down to timings and gunfights top floor, which is not how I perceive the game. Strategically, it's so hard to do this. So I'm curious what Weibo will cook up, because look at this lineup. It's not the same kind of util clear, we're all off the doors, like you spoke about briefly. Yes, they got util clear, but these forest drones are going in the fireplace lobby for the Banshees of the Melusi. So I'm not sure what the approach will be.
Seems like it's a much looser defense, though, from Elevate anyway. They're not playing that mirror, like I said. They're not playing someone hard on the stairs. They actually have no catch available. They're not bringing Jaeger or Wamai. So instead, they're playing this loose roam. If Weibo just pushed it head on with the Blackbeard, perhaps they could take out these roamers. Wow, a whole Rotero used to clear one Elamine. Oh, nice shot though. Ion over peeking. I mean, in on that perhaps. Stemp though finds his one. Here comes the Blackbeard. Tursa needs to come and support. He's just trying to buy time with that nade. He needs Tursa to get on that window. Tursa is busy watching the retreat actually from down below. He does find one. Stemp still gets out.
Okay, so it seems like Weibo, they're going to play the aggression to control the pace. Elevate has actually matched him and extensively roaming around the map. The bomb side and the Roman library not mattering almost at all compared to previously. And it comes down to who comes out on top, who has more guns in the right positions. That was Weibo. Master Bedroom Repel, Trophy Window, Solar Repel all being pressured, and Blackbeard getting in, pushing those roamers again around the building, and his teammates getting the kills. Yes, they lost the Hibana, but that's actually the best one to lose right now. You still got Flashbang, Soft Destruction, you got those Execute Operators, the Ying and the Grim. Oh, he wins!
Yeah.
Great shot.
It means that there's desperation now. Stemp has been so hot, though, for Elevate ever since joining the roster. He's going for a very ambitious flank. He finds Turst that should easily be flanked, though, and taken down by Hoven. Triple kill for the round. 3v1. 40 seconds. The only way Naka wins this is if he is an absolute hero and Weibo absolutely capitulate. He's a slow operator. They don't need to give him ones. He doesn't have a lot of info. Down goes a Candela. Oh, he's going to be so damn flash. Reaps will peek him with the pistol. The James Bond maneuver, and he finds that kill. And this spree that Elevate had started on defense finally comes to a close.
Much better look when Weibo are playing together and actually getting inside the building. A little bit curious about the Monty ban coming out from Elevate, because the Monty has been, I would say, mostly ineffective in the rounds that he's been brought out. It's actually the rounds that they most have been winning, besides the very first bombs at Rush, of course, where Monty also died as the first operator, so again, ineffective. I'm more worried about the fast ones, like the Blackbeard, the Blitz. Speaky has been so good, so valuable, and leading from the front. This shot right here. Oh,
Hoven's nasty,
how you win that, I don't know. He's showing up.
Underestimate this guy. I love the way from this perspective, that is hilarious. Naka is just waiting. He sees the Candela go up, he stares at it, and he just accepts his fate. We're going to see the Ying pick straight away. Okay, we're done with this Ying. We're done with these Glaz plays from Turdster. We're done with these executes. Weibo, though, as we enter the final round of the half, it's their turn to step forward and take control of this map once again.
Last time they got flanked. They didn't have the full map control. Again, I think map control has been
5 seconds to go.
the biggest kind of focus point for Weibo on the attack. They tend to go for these very limited half clears. Most teams attacking this bomb site of kitchen and dining will take, library, breach the office walls, either take office master bedroom or just hold the breach from like a long line of sight. Then they go downstairs. Weibo didn't breach the office walls, had a guy playing top blue stairs watching the flank, and then they just tried to hit the bomb site. And those are the rounds where they lose. When they take the building in control, when they push the entire map, that's when they're doing really well. So again, I love this. Deimos, Dokkaebi, Blackbeard, these are operators that want to get map space, want to challenge the roamers. Iron inside of bar, Romeo inside of office. Look for those people, try and get an early kill, and then work off the man advantage with that, with strong gadgets.
Well, it's the Deimos who's hunting. And Reaps who's supporting. SMG-12 on the blue stairs, just waiting near this Banshee. Ooh. Worry about Hoven. Speakeasy's gonna go down. Still trapped, his eye on. Eventually he's hunted. As Turd jumps in, Reaps will support. On the top floor, Psycho remains. He wasn't in position to prevent Turd jumping in, but he knows that has now passed. Meanwhile, Reaps now puts out that call again, waiting for an opportunity to start hunting more Elevate players.
I like this though. I think Turd has a good idea. I mean, surely he hears him. Has an inkling. The tracker. Yeah, he's just seeing, his step is not there. Now that the timing on ADS is the second he gets swung. The Ape and Weibo again working together. I'm very sure they heard the player in library. He tracked deletion and he was like, okay, it's not deletion because he's somewhere else. It's gotta be some, like Frost, for example. And then they're gonna go for the swing.
Yeah, well played. You can use the audio and complement your utility. And as Dokkaebi had hacked the cameras, it's now forcing the defenders on site to shoot them, to get rid of their own bulletproof cameras. As Legion is once again targeted now by the Deimos. Stem needs to make a play. He needs to bait for Romeo, who's aggressive here on the Warden. C4 still in pocket. Worried about a potential flashbang or a smoke. He peeks on out. A C4, this is deadly. This is dangerous for him. Is exposed. He takes a little bit of damage on his retreat as well. As he has been droned out, he needs to keep on retreating or needs to take a fight. Doesn't have much choice.
I like this angle. Here's the shot, and now they know they're gonna push on in. His teammate falls first. He's alone.
Oh, two teams. Another great kill from Hoven. Naka on the site, exposed and hunted down. Speakeasy firing up. Weibo right back into it again. And the half is tied. 3 rounds apiece. As Weibo get themselves back into the game.
So much better. Like, look how much better Weibo they are when they're working with map control and they own whatever's behind them. They don't have to worry about a flank or a problem or a backstab. They just push, 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 and they do it so well together. 3 people attacking Psycho inside library. 3 people attacking the Warden upstairs instead of office. And it's just clean. Siege, it's good. They got the 3-3. It did cost them their tactical timeout, but it's worth it because now they're in an even round score and they are completely in the driver's seat in terms of momentum. And we know Weibo when they play defense, they like to have their setups with some static elements like mirror windows or Valkyrie cameras that they can play around, but then still have a lot of dynamic play in the server. A deep roamer, a flanker, a backstabber, Turret going crazy somewhere, going for a spawn peak. So Elevate, they have to problem solve now on 2 separate areas. Yes, they gotta take map control and they gotta problem solve what's in front of them, but they always have to be aware of what's beneath them like a C4 or behind them like a flanker. Because Weibo do play a lot more dynamically, I would say, than Elevate, so they might not be as used to this playstyle.
It's still crazy to me to think of the Weibo and Elevate that we saw last week and how they ended up matching up in that upper bracket final. The Weibo that we saw earlier today and the Weibo that we're seeing now. I know they were so hyped at the end of this round. They're finally back in form because they've had some rough rounds, and yet this was clinical.
Nice.
The camera zoom, the nicer.
5 seconds to insertion.
such a good feeling when it happens. Like when a good plan comes together and everyone's hitting the shots and everyone's got the good call-outs, it feels like you see red boxes on the map. Such a great feeling. And that's just good teamwork. That's just when everyone is committing and investing the same amount of effort into a round.
And you heard it from Reaps. He says, nice, good call. So clearly crediting someone specifically on how to play that round. Hunting the roamers one by one. Elevate changed their attack and immediately Weibo changed with it. Now the sides have flipped. How are Elevate going to deal with these defenses from Weibo? It's bar games. You said it. It's very hard to attack this bomb site. Oh, look at that! Ape almost stuffs it up, but thankfully he does get the kill. And Stemp goes down, the line taken out. That's a set of nades gone as well.
Yeah, so this is often why you're not going to see a solo attacker on library balcony early in the round. It's the same thing. If you're breaching like a basement bomb site and you're alone outside and you have 4 people roam clearing, what's stopping the defenders from taking 2 or 3 defenders, jump out and kill you? Normally you rotate library late in the round, solo, going backstab. Look at this. Irons found the gap, never mind, to the buff, shuts him down.
Speaking of solo there, Turds spots him through the vert. It goes to show Weibo have a very good understanding of this. Has Ape just found another one from this bloody window? Did he jump out again?
Just rappelled up.
Oh my god.
Once he rappelled up straight into his arms.
My god. All right.
That's the round.
Yeah, we're starting to see the cracks forming in Elevate here. Swap onto the attacking side and immediately getting absolutely shat on. A nice final kill there from Turdster, and Weibo are well on their way. Read you guys like a book, says Reaps. Well, you only have to read them for 3 more rounds. And you'll be champions in Asia again. Elevate need to get into it now. There are no second chances when you lose your own map pick and when you fail to dominate in the opening half here on Chalet. Weibo have found their form. It took them a while, but they're back into it and they are looking like the peak super team from Asia that we hoped that they might be.
Not being afraid of taking any chances in that round, that's for damn sure. To go back to the library point, if that line is on the window rappel and opens the window when these teammates are pushing the bomb site, one, you're applying that pressure. Oh, there's a guy library balcony, he's opening the window. I gotta look towards that position because of what's happening right here. Versus open the window, rappel in, and go on a drone. And all of that gets hurt, right? The sound cues are giving away your exact position. And Weibo were like, well, we don't hear anybody else. Only one gunfire and a bullet. And we see and hear all these people on master bedroom side and basement and whatnot. And it forces Weibo to jump out because it's the right thing to do, given the information that they have available to them. It's those small things. A library player who is solo has to be super cautious, not go on drones, and not put himself in a bad spot, because if he dies, you're losing that upstairs pressure. We saw what happened with that. Back to where the round kind of ended previously. Outside library and barred up the window. A blitz, a Flores, looking to make their way in rather. They joined it first. No straight jumping in, right? Because whatever rats is down here, there is a rat gun unnoticed on the door.
Yeah, 10k rat by the way.
10k rat.
Here comes the blitz.
Player, by the way, no?
Oh my god, brother.
And dead again. He's in library.
Brother,
hello?
Look up. That shield is not 360 degrees. Ape finds a kill. Hoven baited it. Oh, an overswing here. Ape probably should have died. He eventually will as he gets way too desperate. Forced out of position, and that's finally the first breath of fresh air for Elevate.
Feel like we're gonna jump down the hatch there, perhaps. It was struck enough for Hoven, stuck inside a bar, drone down, Demo's tracked, shot through the wall. Somebody help this man, he's gonna die!
Oh, Reaps has.
There's some help.
And Speakeasy as well, coming down the blue stairs. Elevator dropping. Speakeasy's found another one. A desperate entry from Stem from Mud. With 4 to find. And Hoven just waiting inside of Gaming. A flashbang reveals his position and he jumps outside again. Diffuser upstairs. He could actually find a kill onto Hoven here, but I think Hoven's read it. And still that diffuser is upstairs. Hoven's heard it. Speakeasy's come over to support. Everyone from Weibo. Tempting fate, getting aggressive on this last remaining Brazilian. It's going to be another round on the board for Weibo here. As soon as it switched onto their defensive side, they have run away with it. It's a second round of defense, the 4th in a row now for Weibo overall. Just 2 more rounds, and they've got themselves that ticket they've been searching for.
So good. I mean, Hoven playing at a bar is one thing. Staying alive the entire round is ridiculous. But also what the team was doing around him. Reaps on the blue staircase, getting a double kill. Hoven just playing that middle piece so well, staying alive. It's so good. You can see Elevate. They're worried about above them, next to them, behind them. Every single angle is a dangerous area because they never got that first foothold in the building. They jump in bar double window. There's a guy in library watching the hatch. I guess they didn't join it. They forgot about it, or maybe missed timing. I'm not sure. But the second Blitz jumps in and dies like that, they don't have a second kind of player that can retake the position. They don't got the Munty. They don't got the Blackbeard follow up. They don't. So instead, Elevate, they have two options. Either they go all the way across the other side of the building and find a free way inside the building, or they just gotta try and brute force it. They tried brute forcing it, and it looked good for a second, and then it didn't. Weibo are good in their opening duels. They're good at shutting down Elevate so far. That's what's gotta change. Elevate, slow down the early step. The stage 1. Get in the building, do the hard or soft destruction, whatever. Slow that down, make sure everyone survives. And then in the second step, which is like the proper roam clear, that mid-round when you're attacking like the areas around the bomb site, you can speed up there. Because there's no worse way to lose these kinds of rounds than being stuck outside the building. At least get inside safely but slowly, and then see what happens from there on out by speeding up.
And for Elevate, they haven't even won a map in this best of 3 in the grand final. After the investment of this organization, who, by the way, has bounced around. They had a North American team in 2017. They had a Brazilian team for a short time. A team in OCE. A team in Asia. And an academy team in Brazil. Now a team playing in Asia, made up of Brazilian players. And my God, it would cost an arm and a leg to import the caliber of Psycho. And of course, fly all these players over from Brazil, house them in Indonesia for such a time. Turdster is ready to make that investment look like chump change compared to what he's going to walk away with for being a champion of Asia again.
Imagine.
There's no way.
Oh, the Turd might still survive this if he jumps the drone. Oh, he's going to run away, play it safe. I like that. Get the drone for free, run away. Of course, Turd, high-value operator Vigil. The longer you are line 4, the more known that gadget will become. Where's the Vigil? Where's the Vigil? Psycho on the Glaz and Solarium Repel. Sees that it's actually pretty clear. There is a world where Elevate can just kind of work Solarium with the smoke grenades from the Glaz and try and get in the building. It's risky though.
In the building is Stem, straight on inside on the back of those smokes and taking down one of those Banshees. It's an opening. The attack, taking down the clash and straight onto the site for Stemp. He's got a teammate ahead of him, but Romeo does fall as Weibo will recompose. Turdster a little bit lippy in the chat about Romeo's choice of lion skin. Meanwhile, Elevate just trying to focus up and make good on the ground. They have started with a kill with the lifeline, no less. It ends Speakeasy's life. And we are repositioned into a 3 versus 3 for Elevate, still on the verge of entering that bomb site.
Mind you, Weibo have top floor control completely right now. We only Cycle and Big Window Repel. So Hoven, if you can just go through that closet, rotate. No impact in pocket with a shotgun he has. Could shut down a Planetim. The Weibo can sit tight. Demo's track. You'll see he's going to be downstairs.
Oh, wallbang!
He's going to re-excel the pre-fire.
Not another! Hoven is farming Elevate right now! Naka against the world, against 3 players and Hoven. Oh, he's feeling good about this one. Out comes the shotgun. Naka will find one. Reaps the nail in the coffin. One more round for Weibo to raise the championship. Elevate are absolutely lost.
What a glow up. What an absolute glow up from what happened just a few hours ago against Soul's Heart, struggling individually in the rounds, letting Soul's Heart clutch against them, throwing man advantages, to just building an early lead for Weibo, holding on, never throwing it, and they keep making the right decisions. Like, the way they're rotating around the building is so good. They recognize we have top floor control. What that means, the 2 defenders downstairs by the bomb site, they let go of the mouse and keyboard. They're just waiting for Hoven to make the play or to get cleared first. Because if Deimos is running upstairs and Cycles and Big Window Repel, that means there's only one guy downstairs. They just play perfectly.
And all of last year, it was Bleed, and the former Elevate roster included Speakeasy and Hoven, the champions of this Asia region. And then they formed this super team, but they had to contend with the new kids on the block, the imports from Brazil. Now they're on the verge of sending them home. And Reeves has already said in the all chat, enjoy your 30-hour flight home back to Brazil. Weibo are riding a high right now. And all they need is one more round. And what are the stakes of it? Yeah, a championship. Yeah, doubling your prize money. 15,000 euros on the line. 300 SI points, doubling your chances of making it to the World Championship in Paris next year. And of course, an invite to the EWC coming up next month. Everything on the line for Weibo right now. And 1 round and 5 Brazilians standing before them.
Okay, Elevate step up to the challenge here. They need to show us some sign of life. On the opening, getting in, not losing bodies, and not allowing Weibo to clutch up individually in the server. Because mind you, Hoven played that perfectly. He got the 1v1 isolated kills. He rotated, avoiding people holding his angles. But what about Elevate pushing 2v1 and getting the better timing? That's what I'm missing right now. It's 1v1v1v1 against better players from Weibo. Demo Striker going out onto Reaps. It's gotten cancelled. He was too far away. It didn't matter any longer. But look at Hoven, this flow state. Proning and Fireblaze, holding angles. When you're going 13-4 right now, you're going to have no care and no fear whatsoever. You're just going to keep just applying this pressure and being so annoying to deal with for Elevate.
161 EPS for Hoven right now. 3 rounds in a row. Weibo found the opening pick. They can just wait. They can be aggressive if they want. They can be patient if it feels right. The onus is on Elevate to get their boots in the building, and so they have. Romeo and Stemp taking control of the master side of the map, looking to put their pressure over towards Library. But it's not easy to clear out these key positions when you're on a bar attack. There's mirror windows. There's my Magnus. There's a Doc with the MP5. A Psycho wants to sneak on inside, but guess who's waiting for him? 14 kills for Hoven, and hungry for more. Reaps and Hoven team up together. Turn with the early GG called. Naka and Romeo, the only ones left standing for the Brazilian roster. The imports, as they find their first kill of the round, with 4 more still begging.
Troll territory could be upon us here, Weibo. They gotta reset now, hold their angles again, let Elevate problem solvers. They have no smokes, they have no grenades on the demos, but they have 2 demo strikers. Blitz flashbang close quarters also lethal.
Oh,
they're together inside of stock, 2 people.
He needs this. He doesn't land the first headshot. He needs to walk into the crossfire. The flash comes out. The mirror to come support. Hoven from behind. It's a long flight back to Brazil, but a short trip here. Back to the top for Weibo. They are once again champions in Asia.
There are questions, there are moments of doubt, and honestly, when I woke up this morning, I didn't know if Weibo had what it took to go all the way to the grand finals, let alone win it. But they have proven today, in their first series, there are cracks in the surface, sure, but they fixed it for the second, for the grand final. The match that mattered the most is when they showed up the hardest.
Absolutely flawless, undefeated in the round robin, but sent to the lower bracket by the Brazilians here in the playoffs. And then Weibo, they get their just rewards, they find their revenge, and they are champions here in Asia.
I mean, that revenge would be sweeter than any nectar on God's green earth. I'll tell you that much right now. Weibo, 7-3, 7-3 when it matters the most. Individuals stepping up across the board. Before we even get underway, I've got to commend Turd. From the last series into this series, he has been phenomenal in this matchup when he probably had the most questions asked about him, period, in the entire APL. He stood up, and Weibo have now found themselves an EWC ticket of all things, but more importantly, as Dev said, the revenge. It's just beautiful.
Well, I think Turd got pipped at the end, though, for the MVP. We were sitting here
he did get pipped
on the final round, and we were sort of saying, oh, well, who gets the MVP? And it was Turd, and then Hoven put on a bit of a masterclass himself, especially on the map of Chalet. Hoven went absolutely nuts. 16-4.
Yeah, nuts.
That is a ridiculous number over the course of the series. 22-10, Turd 19-10, and as we know as well in the previous series, Turd was the MVP of that one. So, and that was really the difference today, is that it wasn't Speakeasy and Reaps having to carry the load, having to do it all, get the frags, get the entries, get control, end of rounds, etc. And the fact that they had a large step up from Hoven and a massive step up from Turd was the difference maker. And on the flip side for Elevate, they just did not show up today. No. They absolutely got trounced in this grand final. Look at the numbers over the course of both maps. 8-16 for Naka, 8-14 for Ion, 9-15 for Psycho, 12-17 for Stemp. Romeo, who was the best performing, still 16-18. Like, there was no contest. This was as dominant 7-3, 7-3, which we didn't really see coming, because when we were doing the lower bracket final, that first map, you're like, damn, these teams are not on right now.
Nope.
But it was, I think, Reaps who said it all the way back on map 1. We're just warming up. You guys are our warm-up.
He
and
did
in the
say
end, that was the case. But I'm going to be honest, whoever won that lower bracket final was winning today based on Elevate's form.
Yeah, Elevate. Crazy
Soul's Heart will
guys.
be thinking they could have won this.
Well, I think they could have. Granted, from what we've just seen, we have been talking about Elevate the entire playoff series. We've been commending them on the fact that they've gone kind of from strength to strength.
Getting better and better.
Each step that they've had has been a stride forward, guys. But this was just a complete 180.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the numbers for this game, there's pretty much zero metrics that are pointing towards any kind of positivity for Elevate in this matchup. We were championing them on the desk for their run through the bracket so far, and I think we can stand by that. Yeah. And I also stand by our assessment of Weibo earlier today. That I'm sure they'll probably maybe even say in the interview themselves they played a lot better in this second series. Yeah. I don't know how much of that comes down to the matchup, how much of that is down to Elevate's just on the day performance, right? Obviously, they had a bit of a slow start in some of these particular maps, but yeah, they really turned it up, and Elevate just couldn't match the heat.
No, they certainly couldn't. Speaking of heat, we usually get one player from a team.
Oh, we got all of them.
How about we just welcome in the entire Weibo roster?
Boys.
Wow, my goodness, look at you all. You're out there.
Here. Oh my God, yo, what's up?
Yeah, Mentalist. Look, I've got to. You know what? I'm going to let. Guz, you go first.
I have the honours for the biggest question we all want the answer to. How the fuck does it feel to knock Brazil back home?
Oh, go back home, Brazil! Airport! You know what? Yo, they're in Jakarta, we're in Bandung. They're closer to the international airport than we are. That's so
just a short trip back to Jakarta.
Mentalist, obviously.
We have to take the train and everything.
You have to take the whoosh. I remember the whoosh. Don't worry about that.
Safe flight. We saw that one before. That did pop up. Mentalist, firstly, congratulations to you and the team. A resounding grand final victory where I think you guys played your best siege all stage long today on the day that mattered the most, which was probably an inverse for Elevate, who played far better in other days, but today they just got absolutely destroyed. I actually want to kind of ask a little bit about really the day as a whole from maybe your perspective, Mentalist, because quite frankly, 2 best of 3s, like that's not an easy task. How did yourself as a coach and part of the coaching staff, develop a strategy for today, knowing you got 2 best of 3s, it's a long day?
Okay, so basically they said, Elevate play like shit, we play like beast. And how do we handle 2 BO3 back-to-backs? To answer that question, I think the whole team did a lot of work after last week's loss to be able to perform today. We figured out how we want to play. We figured out what's the most actionable thing we could do in the short amount of time. And we fixed our mistakes and we played much better today. I think everyone showed up and the energy was really good, so it was completely different from last week. Yeah, we also scrimmed 9 maps a day and no breaks, and we go to the gym 3 hours every day.
No one's believing.
Hang on. I don't know if Turd's been in the gym. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like it. EWC now obviously is going to be coming up, big international event. What's the plan in terms of preparation for that? It's a short turnaround.
Right. We had the luxury of having Soul's Heart and Elevate, to be honest, playing quite similarly this week. So we had a lot of focus going into it. We know what to change or whatever. But against better opponents internationally, there's a lot of more fundamental things I believe we need to catch up and day by day improve. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And to answer your question from earlier, actually, 2 BO3s, I think that's the lower bracket buff. You get the first BO3 as warm-up, and the second BO3 feels a lot more easier. You're already in the zone, whereas the opponent maybe just woke up.
Wow. It didn't work for Gaming Gladiators yesterday.
No,
they
it did
lost
not
their
work.
first one.
Yeah,
that's because
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Because what? That's because what, Mental?
You'll have to find out on the next episode of the APL. We'll wait to get
They've
them
been cut
back.
off by the imports. They got the feed.
The whole of Bandung's internet just went down and we can't figure out why. Look, we will go back to them, obviously. Hopefully, we'll go back and talk to them a little bit more because I'd like to hear from Reeps and Hoven. I know Reeps doesn't speak the best of English, but I want to hear...
He did in all chat.
He was fine in all chat.
That's what I'm saying. I want to hear his perspective on this game because I've seen a lot of people talk shit in the past. We're from OS, right? Jay Kenner, Cairo, Oda, Wedables,
Logic.
Karma's... Oh, talk about Karma's
Chef
eyes.
Jeff.
Chef Jeff. We have
Digital.
some of the most... Throwback. We have some of the most, I guess, prolific shit talkers in the region, but today they were all topped by
absolutely.
2 people in the server there.
And they backed it up.
That's what's terrifying. We do have them back on the line, thank God. Which one of you pressed the... Mentalist, who pressed the button? Who got out of it?
I don't know. I think it was the internet, the Indonesia internet. Well, it benefited us the first match. Thankfully, you only went out right now.
Shout out that Jakarta internet. Mentalist, I wanted to hear your perspective on this one because we've known you for a very long time and we've seen you on many different rosters and you've obviously led a number of rosters. This roster by far talks the most amount of smack in the chat.
Yep. That's definitely by design. Like I think talking smack in chat like helps us with our energy and like our mood because that's just how we work. The more smack we talk, the better we play, and it damages the mental of the opponent. So it's like win-win. Why not? At most we get warned, we get fined, whatever, bro. Like at the end of the day, winning is what matters.
Mental, I just wanted to quickly ask about Turd because obviously he had an incredible day today across the first series and then also the second series. In terms of a specific thing that I've kind of caught an eye on is actually just the amount of operators that he actually played today, and especially in the last map alone, he only doubled up on one operator once, which was the Grim. Every round was a completely different operator. Is that by design? Is that a choice? Like, what? Tell us a little bit about that.
I think that's something that he worked on himself. Like before, we would make fun of him. We'd say like, "Oh, you can only play one operator or whatever, like Ash main, Deimos main, or whatever." But I think like it's not something that we specifically pushed to do. It's just that he has decided to work on his operator pool, and then now that in a new team environment, he has allowed himself to like go get on these operators and do things differently from before.
Now, probably a final question here, unless one of you boys have a question after this. I'm sure Glaz will have plenty. Mentalist, this is You're technically half retired now. You got one foot out of the scene. You're sitting back enjoying life in the coach's seat. How does it feel for you to, I guess, move into a coaching role and still see so much success?
Well, thankfully, right now, I'm not really missing playing yet.
Yeah,
that might change in the future. But thankfully, I have an incredible team and Mipi as well. Incredibly easy and like really good to work with.
Yeah,
and I think we have done a lot of work in the past season to be able to like bring us up to where we are right now.
Yeah. I did have one last question, which is more so pertaining to APL. Of course, Stage 1 Mentalist, we don't get to see the regions, actually verse each other, at least on the officials. But as you know, Enterprise, of course, won Oceania. FearX probably the favorites tomorrow. How do you view the entire APAC ecosystem right now in terms of the top teams?
I think it has been, the APAC ecosystem has, right now is the most like competitive has it ever been. Like Australia, like there's like 4 teams that can win the playoffs. It's crazy. And Japan, Korea, after the merge, I feel like the top 5 teams can all have a good shot. So yeah, it's really good for the region. Well, the scrim quality hasn't went up, but the official game like quality has definitely gone up. So yeah, I think it's really good for the region in the long run.
Yeah.
And speaking of Enterprise, I want to shout them out. Like they played incredible Siege yesterday. It was really good to watch. And if every single APAC team can play like that and like scream like that, bro, we might be the next Brazil. Like, yes.
Well, I don't know because Brazil's going home, aren't they?
I think they are.
Well, I mean, these guys are retirees. They are not the prime people.
Discount Brazil.
Discount Brazil. Really.
Brazil for Timo.
Yeah, literally. Look, we'll leave it there. As per usual, always give you the floor. I think you'd have a lot that you could say, but what would you like to say to cap off this stage as you prepare for EWC, mate?
Just trust the process. I think a lot of people discounted the team, especially after the unfortunate SI earlier this year. But we've shown that the core of this team is still very, very capable, and that it did. So yeah, we're here to slay.
Yeah. You step back, and all of a sudden, there's success.
let's stop with the disrespect there. You guys were glazing fish so much yesterday, and now like I can't catch a break. What's the difference?
After all the shit talk in the chat, someone had to give some back to you, mate. Mentalist, thank you very much for joining, mate. Best of luck to you and the team. I hope you enjoyed the last week in Bandung. Ciao, mate.
Thank you for casting and analyzing our game as well. Take care.
I wouldn't call it